I want to talk to you, busy, intentional parents. Hopefully, it's your lunch break. Hopefully, you are catching the replay. Let me know where you're watching from, when you're watching, how you're watching. I am here to talk about right parent, wrong goal. Right parent, wrong goal. Right parent, wrong goal. Right parent, wrong goal. I'm going to share this because this is really good. And I'm not just saying that because I'm the one on here and I'm the one leading it, but I know there's going to be some parents who do not want to miss this message. Right parent, wrong goal. How you are inadvertently not setting your child up for success. You are the right parent. You're the parent plus, but you've got the wrong goal. So I want to talk to you about if I were to ask maybe a younger you, or maybe even your child, depending on how you are school parenting, what is their goal? What is your big goal? It might have something to do with grades. And if you're like me, I remember that I was in the 10th grade and I was like, man, I want to get straight A's. 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 No one, absolutely no one put that pressure on me, but I knew that that was the standard that I was seeing. Grades equaled success and A's equaled ultimate success. So I wanted ultimate success. If you know me, you know I am highly results driven, action oriented, competitive, even if it is with myself. And I wanted straight A's. So I remember sharing this goal with my parents. Again, this was my goal. This was my idea. No pressure. I was doing fine in school. A's, B's, maybe a C here or there. Mostly A's and B's. Responsible enough. Turned in homework on time ish. I was doing okay. I was doing all right. But I wanted straight A's. I want straight A's. Anybody? Can anybody relate? Maybe that was you. Maybe that's your child. Maybe that's a goal that you missed that you've passed on to your child. Maybe it's a goal that you've made and now you're like, this is the standard and my child has to be a straight A student. Just let me know. When we think about school success, at least an outdated version of school success, we think of straight A's. And I remember telling my parents, I want straight A's, I want straight A's, I want straight A's. And my dad, who is just amazing, found a camp for me to go to where you could improve your test taking skills, study skills, responsibility, all of these things. And so in this summer in particular, instead of going to basketball camp or cheer camp, or away for a vacation, a holiday, a trip, I went to super camp. Yes, that was the name of it. I went to super camp. Super camp was held on the campus of Wake Forest University, and my parents allowed me to spend, I believe it was a solid week in North Carolina at Wake Forest University at super camp. And y'all, I didn't do a whole lot of research. I didn't really go into it knowing what to expect. Really just trusting and believing that whatever I got at super camp was going to guarantee that I got straight A's. That was my goal. And so today I'm going to talk to you about right parent, wrong goal. Right parenting, wrong goal. Because sometimes as parents, we are looking at grades, we are looking at test scores, we are looking at only how our children show up on paper at school as the main goal. And so I went to super camp and it was awesome. Y'all, they were so hype. Like if you think about, I mean, it's what some people would call corny, but I loved it. It was like very high energy. I remember us getting off the bus after I like took the flight and got picked up. I don't even remember the details of how I got where I got. I know my parents trusted me and sent me and probably just prayed, Lord, be with her. And I arrived on Wake Forest University campus and they were like, yeah, welcome to super camp. You're super. Yeah, it was like Netflix special. It was like 90s teen camp edition. Like it was very much lots of high energy. It was everything that you think a camp like that would be. As we first got onto the camp, and I loved it. I loved it. What I didn't expect. So here's what I expected. I'm gonna leave here and I'm gonna get straight A's. Okay. I'm gonna be the smartest, the brightest. I want them to like like infuse knowledge and information, teach me how to be smarter. Like I need A's, I need A's, I need A's, I need A's. I didn't go with any specific content area or grade, subject or anything. I want straight A's. That was the goal. And it wasn't that it was the wrong goal. It was an appropriate goal, for my lived experience and where I was and what I knew and all of that. But I went to super camp for straight A's. But here's what I got. I got routines for learning. I got systems of taking notes. I got SAT and ACT prep. I had the independence and opportunity to meet friends from all over the world. All over the world. I had a higher level of responsibility and trust. I had fun. I had adventure. Y'all know that's me. We were in the lake and tubing and all kinds of things that were really, extracurricular and a lot of fun. We had talent shows. We got to be loud and excited. I still have pictures from Super Camp. I'm gonna have to find my pictures from Super Camp. Super Camp was super. I built relationships with people from Super Camp. I got to express my leadership. I wasn't shy. I was outgoing. These are themes. These are all the things that I got from Super Camp, along with materials and notebooks and test prep and all the things that would help me to be successful when I got back to school. So this is the summer of my sophomore year. I get back to school. It's junior year. I'm applying what I know. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Snacking on carrots, finishing my homework like bad. You know what I'm saying? Annotating texts, taking notes, spending a little bit of extra time. It was no humongous shifts. It was just these little principles and practices, these little themes, the things that I took from the independence, from the fun, from the adventure, from the relationships, from the extra responsibility. All of these things I was applying my first semester of 11th grade. And guess what happened? I see a few are watching. What do you think happened? Those of you on the replay, what do you think happened? My goal was straight A's. I went in and got all of this information on how to really improve my executive function skills, like organization and time management, consistency, and self advocacy. What do you think happened? I got straight A's. 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 And I was recognized. There was like an assembly and there was the straight A's. And I was like, let me, that's me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know that I had ever done it before, maybe in like elementary school. Definitely not in middle school. But I got straight A's. And do you know what? Outside of graduate school, I don't think I ever got straight A's again. That one semester, the goal was straight A's. I did everything that I needed to do to get straight A's. And I don't think outside of graduate school, my master's program, that I ever got straight A's again. What's the lesson? You like Cassandra? Okay, this story. Many of us are setting a goal that is purely, strictly on academics. And we are feeling like we are failing. You're feeling like you're a failure as a parent because your child brought home a grade that's not an a grade that's not a B, a grade that's not the standard. But we are completely missing the goal. Straight A's is a great goal. Good test scores is a great goal. High achievement in school is a great goal, but I'm talking about the sweet smell of success. You want your child to be successful, right? By the end of this live, because I missed y'all, so I'm going to be talking. By the end of this live, you will have a clear understanding of what you need to do to clearly define success for your child. That way you can stop feeling like you're failing. Your child can stop feeling like they're failing themselves and you and their teachers and the administrators, and the list goes on. And they can feel what it feels like to be successful. I think that was the last time that I ever had straight A's outside of graduate school. But that was not the last time that I felt like I was a success. So if you're like, oh yeah, I need to figure it out. I need some more information. This is exactly what's happening in discovery calls that I'm holding with my Parent Plus community. When we sit down and talk about the real goal for success for their child, no one, I mean, absolutely no one says, I want them to get good grades. No one says, I want them to have a high ACT score. No one has said, I want them to have a high SAT score. No, 0, 10 out of 10. Give me a goal that is directly related to who they are inside that makes them successful. Goals like financial independence, like having a highly satisfying career, like making really good decisions and having positive relationships and trusting and depending on God, their family, themselves. No one has said grades. Yet and still, here we are talking about school parenting. What's the correlation, Cassandra? I'm glad you asked. School success cannot be bottled up. Speaking of bottle, let me drink my water. It cannot be bottled up simply as a good grade, straight A's, high SAT, high ACT. And now, don't get me wrong, those things are amazing and great and they give access and they're very, very important, but they are not the definition of school success. So, are you with me? You tracking? Let me give you another story. In college, so I had my let me fill in the blank. So I had my year of high, straight A's. Woo woo. My grades were still great. I practiced and implemented more test taking skills. Sis is cold on a standardized test. Okay. I passed my praxis with flying colors. That's the one of the tests that you take to become a teacher. I don't sweat. You know what I mean? I'm not scared of a test. I don't care, especially multiple choice, especially fill in the blank, especially short answer. I am not scared of an assessment. Why? Thank you so much for joining. Because Super Camp prepared me, not just to be a straight A student, but with the skills that were needed to feel success, to taste success, to know that success was more than just a grade. I don't know if you all know this, but for a lot of people, again, with the information that they may have, the goal is I want my child to be a super student and to be the valedictorian, salutatorian of the school. I want them to have the highest tests. I want them to be competitive. And there's so many reasons for that. None of that is the definition of success. So I did a little research because I'm like, I could say it, but I love to bring my scholars and my researchers along. So Eric Barker, who wrote a book called Barking Up the Wrong Tree, finds that just as the good guys don't always finish last, valedictorians rarely become standout successes. Okay? Not that they're not successful. Listen to the words. Standout successes. Unique. Set apart. Valedictorians do well, he says, but they don't actually become billionaires or the people who change the world. In fact, he wrote this in his book. There was, after a study of tracking 81 high school valedictorians and salutatorians after graduation, there was little debate that high school success predicted college success. That makes sense. They're both school, they're both systems. There's a way to engage with them. You're successful in high school. Probability is you'll be successful in college. Nearly 90% are now in professional careers, with 40% in the highest tier jobs. Highest tier meaning highest pay, highly recognized. They are all reliable, consistent, and well adjusted. They're doing well in corporate America, in business, in management, in leadership. But how many of these number one high school performers go on to change the world, run the world, or impress the world? Can you guess? Da na 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 da na na Da, na, 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 none. None, 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 none. Zero. Zero. I'm not making this up, okay? Question Eric Barker. Zero. Go on to change the world, run the world, impress the world. This is not a knock to all my valedictorians, salutatorians out there. I'm simply saying maybe making straight A's is not the goal, not the goal. Maybe it's a goal, but it may not be the goal. Maybe it is a part of success, but it may not be the definition of success, especially when it comes to school. Now, why would that be? Okay? Why would that be? Well, you know it, and I know it, that success cannot be bottled up into a grade. Success is so much bigger than that. I feel successful on a day to day. And remember, I went from my first semester of junior year until my graduate studies, until I had straight A's again. Okay? It was A, B, C, B, A, B, C. Okay? But I felt successful because I had study habits, I had confidence, I had leadership, I had friendships and relationships, I had a community of support, I had a growth mindset. I knew that, oh, I didn't do so well on this test. Great. What are my averages? Y'all, I played GPA games 24/7 because I knew that I had a specific goal and I wanted my GPA at a specific level. So I did what I needed to do to make sure that I got where I needed to be with the skills that I had developed. Shout out to my daddy for sending me to Super Camp. And Super Camp might still be around. If they are, you know what I'm saying? There might be a partnership in the works. So I make it to college, right? And by make it, I mean graduated. I believe I had a 3.4, 3.5. Again, not, I made it. Great grades. AB average. I made it to college, but I got into my college honors program. I think it was the 3.5 or 3.6, actually. Anyway, I made good grades. That's not the point. I was successful because I was in lots of organizations. I was leader in organization. I was the president of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. I was a cheerleader. I ran track. I played basketball. I was in leadership with my youth department at the school. I was running things. I was bossy. I was a leader. I was a leader. I was doing the things that make you successful in not only school, but life. So I get to college. I get a little campus job, y'all. So on top of scholarships, I have a little play money. I joined residential life. So I have free room and board. There was strategy, right? There was strategy. I studied abroad twice. I went to South Korea. I went to South Africa for a whole semester, South Korea for a month. I started 2 organizations and chartered a chapter of a sorority. Y'all, I did the things. I worked on campus and worked at a boys and girls home off campus. And I have friends. I mean, I wasn't like head in the books, got to get straight A's. Now, I was in the honors program, so I was taking honors level courses. I was stacking my course. I was doing the things that you do when you have a clear goal that exceeds good grades. Because if I was only focused on grades, I really wouldn't have had time for a social life and the ways in which I engaged and got active on the campus. What are you saying, Cassandra? I'm saying this. All of that to say, loved college, built relationships in college, built relationships with the staff and the teachers and the professors, as well as with my peers, some of which we've attended one another's weddings and baby showers and anniversaries and been there for the highs and the lows. And you can't tell me because I didn't get straight A's that I wasn't successful. That because my GPA wasn't a 3.89426, that I did not have the right goal in mind. When I went to college, I knew I had a glimpse, I had a taste, I had the experience, I had exposure to success being broader than get straight A's. And so I want to open up your mind. And this live is one way to do it, but I also want to get one-on-one with you, because I might have, sparked something, triggered something where you're like, man, Cass is pretty dope. That's what they call me. They call me Cass. And she's saying there's more than just the grades, but I don't really know how do I measure success if not by grades, if not by test scores, if not by achievement, if not by the standard that the school system has told me to measure success? How do I, the parent, the one in the lead, the one who's influential, the one with the most responsibility, the one who knows my child best, how do I set the standard for success? I'll tell you how. You partner. You partner with me, and we get clear on your definition of success. Your family is unique, you are unique, and your child is unique. And you want to make sure that you are not trying to just place a cookie cutter standard of success on a child who is uniquely created, uniquely purposed, and was uniquely given to you. So this month, all month long, and I'm so excited because the calendar is stacked, y'all. I am having free discovery calls. And in these 15-minute discovery calls, I'm helping parents really get clear on what is success for you, because it might look different. For me, success for my son will be that he speaks many languages, that he is extraordinarily gifted and talented in drumming, and he continues that to somebody's big stage, somebody's large stage, that he is kind, that he is a man of integrity, that when I pick his wife for him, because that's what I'm going to do, when I choose his wife for him, that he is a good husband, that he's a faithful husband, that he is a loving father, that he is rich in many ways, but also wealthy, so that he can choose to do the things that he was purposed to do, not feel like he has to do what he can afford to do. You see what I'm saying? That ain't got nothing to do with grades. Now, is he going to be high achieving in school? Absolutely. He's brilliant. I'm his mama. But that's not my definition of success. That is a consequence. That is a result of him reaching the true definition of success for him. And in a lot of ways, he's already very successful. Although, we're working on potty training. We're working on our letters. We're working on our numbers. My child is very successful in articulation and making sure that he can express himself, and treating others with kindness, and knowing how to apologize and accept apologies, knowing how to introduce himself and meet new people, knowing how to communicate. Like, there's so many other ways that I'm looking for success that when it shows up in the academics, it's like, of course it would. Of course it would show up here, because he's successful in so many other ways. And I know that your child is being successful in so many ways. And if we get a broader idea and a better definition of success, we can see and we can cheer and we can encourage and we can support and we can provide resources for our children to be successful. Success is not singularly about grades. It just can't be. Because some of the greatest of greats, some of the world changers didn't graduate, didn't do well, didn't feel like they were successful, but they were. It was something else that they received. And there are many who got both: a great quality education and have quite literally changed the world. We can't rely on grades. We can't rely on straight A's. We can't rely on 3s and 4s for those who are standard-based in their child's education. We can't look at test scores only. I don't know if I said that already. We just cannot have blinders on when success is bigger than grades. And that's why I love telling parents that I help you access the resources that your child needs to be successful in school and in life. I know school is right now, and so oftentimes it's what we focus on, it's what we see, it's what we're like really excited or energized or feel a sense of urgency about. But school does end, and school success is not a predictor of success in life. We know that to be true. In fact, if I always get straight A's and things always come easy, and I never really have a challenge, I never really failed, the first time it happens in life, if that is in adulthood or in my profession and in my career, whoa, is me. When's the first time your child failed? And if you're like, they really haven't ever failed, hear me when I say we're not setting our children up for failure. We're providing a good training ground for when they fail. Because inevitably, there's going to be a challenge, or we are going to look at and offer them a challenge that will push them to grow. Okay? Progress is the goal. What does it take to get where our children need? What does it need to be? What does it take for them to endure a challenge? What does it take for them to fail and then recover? All that is a part of school parenting. All of that is a part of being a parent. All of that is a part of being a Parent Plus. And so those are things that we talk about in my Parent Plus community, but that is definitely the highlight of discussion in the discovery calls. Because if you come in and say, well, I want my child to do well in school, we got to kind of dig a little bit deeper, because school ends and school breaks and school caps out, you know what I'm saying, at about the 13th grade. there's college and there is grad school and there's lots of programs, but how many people do you know, please do not put their name here, how many people do you know are back in school only because they need a place to feel successful? Shh, don't tag nobody. Like, I only want this certification. I only want this degree. I only want this title so that I can feel successful, because I don't know how to feel successful outside of a system that was created to box success in a system. Anybody? Hey, Nat, I'm just talking about right parents. You know what I'm saying? The right people for the job, but the wrong goal, because the goal cannot simply be good grades. The goal cannot simply be straight A's, because what happens when that is met? What happens when that is missed? Our goal with parenting is to make sure that we prepare our children to be successful in school and in life. I want you to think about progress as the goal. I remember my essay for Teach for America. I was really proud of that essay. Now, I think I've read it like over the years, and I'm like, it was so. It was enough to get me in. No, it was a good essay. But I remember quoting Frederick Douglass, without struggle, there is no progress, right? I loved that quote. And over the years, I'm like, all right, we don't need to struggle no more to progress, right? But progress and growth is the goal. The goal is to be better today than you were yesterday. The goal is to plan to be better tomorrow than you are today, while still being present and still celebrating and being grateful for both the past, the present, and the future. Think about when you go to the gym. The goal is not, I got a gym right there, y'all, like literally. If I ran right now, I'd be there in now. Like, it's so close. I could literally throw a penny across the street and that's the gym. So if I went to the gym today, I had a membership and I'm like, let me go outside, let me do some other things. Let me get more, movement and active and fit and whatever. But if I went back to the gym today and I was like, I'm trying to bench press like 250, and I laid down on the bench and got the bar, what's it called? I promise I'll be in the gym. If I got the bar and went to press, I would hurt myself. I would damage myself. I would look a mess. I would severely regret that decision, because the goal is not go lift 250. The goal is to progress. The goal is to bench press the bar and then add some 10s. All right, now add some 20s. Okay, now add 25. Move up. And progress is the goal when we go to the gym. When we're eating right, when we're like, I got to eat better. Now, some people, it's like, nope, I'm going immediately. No sugar, no carbs, only water, blah, 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 blah. That's not sustainable, because guess what? That's not the goal. The goal is progress. Let me make healthier decisions in my eating. Like, let me drink more water. Speaking of water, are y'all with me? Is this just throw a it's me. If you ever set a goal, you were like, that's not the goal. Like, the goal is not to go from 0 to 100. Actually, the goal is from 0 to 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 to 7 up to 100. Even if the goal is 100, the goal is not 100 today. Okay, the goal is 100 over time. The goal might be 100 on day 100, right? The goal is progress. So that happens in the gym, that happens with nutrition, and that happens with eating. That even happens with money. You don't got to raise your hand. Again, I don't want to be all up in your business, but how many of us have learned to be better managers of our money, right? How many of us have learned that, you know what, I could get better about my money? Hey. And so the goal is not $1 million tomorrow, because if the truth be told, if we had $1 million tomorrow, that's for those of us who don't have it today. If we had it tomorrow, we would not know how to manage it. So before I become a billionaire, you see how I skipped over a million because we're going further. Maybe I should perfect and progress in 100-aire status, and then 1,000-aire status, and then millionaire status, and then billionaire status. You see what I'm saying? We're going from step to step to step to step. It's progress. Progress is the goal. Growth is the growth is the goal. Growth is the goal, parents. Growth is the goal. And when you develop a growth mindset and your child also has that mindset, it means that no matter where you are today, you can always do better. You can always go further. It can always advance. And that's the goal. So you can find joy. You can celebrate along the way. You can get excited. You can realize I'm the right parent, but I've had the wrong goal. You can adapt and adjust and get a new goal. And if you're struggling, like, I don't know what the goal is. If you take away my grades, if you take away my test scores, if you take away the awards and junior honor society and red ribbon this and pink ribbon that, what do I tell my kids to work for? Like, if it's not for a grade, what do I tell them to work for? Like, how do I set a goal? How do I make sure they do their homework if the grade is not the goal? And I know you're probably wondering that, right? That's why we need to talk, because I want to talk to you about your child, not about the school system, but about your child, about your family, about your goal, about your vision for success, because this is very, very individual. Though the school system serves masses, the goal and the word success is very, very personal. Okay? It's very, very individual. The description I gave you of my son being a good husband, being a drummer, being wealthy, being a good father. What else I say? Being handsome. He's still going to be handsome and well kept and stylish and fashion. That's very specific to Josiah. That might not be your goal, but that's very specific. Living God's purpose for his life, being a worshiper, being a healer, telling people about the miracle of his birth and his life. That's very, very specific. And so you need a very, very specific vision, a very, very personal vision of success for your children, or you will be swayed by SAT, ACT, grades, test, scores, progress reports. And that ain't it. Your kids may hit those goals, but they may still not be successful, because success is deeper than all of that. Relationships, same thing. You start dating somebody, you want to marry them tomorrow. I mean, maybe, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you meet a person, you like, man, I can see it. But is that the goal, or is the goal to get to know them and to progress and to be friends and to move forward and to see the future? Is that the goal? When it comes to the gym, eating, money, like I said, in relationships, it's about management. So is learning. How do I manage learning? What are the habits that make me successful as a learner in any grade level, any school, any subject, any content, any teacher, any school environment, any system, private, public, charter, homeschool? Like, there are things that have to do with managing the learning process. And I'm here to help you. Okay. So if it's feeling like it's heavy, if it's feeling like it's a lot, do not worry. I'm here to help you, but you need to get that discovery call. I will drop the link. All you have to say is me. Okay. We're going to keep it real. Say success. Because I asked you to say me earlier. Just type a success in the chat or my DM and I will get with you. It's going to be easier for me to see it in a comment on this thread. But however you want to send it, when I see success, I know that you want the link to book a discovery call. I want you to ask this question. If growth is the goal, can you type a growth in the chat? If growth is the goal, I want you to think about, where will my child be in 15 years as a result of how I parent them today? Where will my child be in 15 years? Yeah, I didn't say 5. I didn't say 10. 15 years as a result of how I parent them today. So Josiah would be 18, right? What kind of 18? Oh, my baby. My snuggles would be 18. What kind of 18-year-old will he be as a result of how I parent him today? And I'm saying as a result. I'm not saying in spite of. Because yes, we make, mistakes and we're growing and learning as parents. I mean, as a result of how I currently parent him, where will he be? And if any part of that is like, ooh, we need to talk. Okay? We need to talk. I have several resources for you, whether it's school, whether it's social emotional, whether it's nutrition, whether it's about bullying or bullying prevention, whether it's about homeschool or kingdom schooling. Shout out to Andrea. Whatever it is, we need to chat. I want you to show up as a parent. I know that you are, I know that you can, but with the right goal. Okay? Right parenting, wrong goal, it won't work. It won't work. So if you are interested, no, not interested. That's not the right word. If you realize that if we take away grades and test scores and any standardized way of determining success, if you realize, like, if this was a picture, right, and the foundation was all of those things, like grades, ACT, SAT, GPA, class standings, if you pulled all of that away and your child is standing on air, okay, remember, this is a picture. You draw your child, draw grades, blah, 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 blah. Now we take all of that away. If there's just air under there, you know what I'm saying? Just, we need to talk. Comment success. There has to be more to success than grades. 120,000%. There must be more. Is it financial independence? Is it healthy relationships with God, family, others? Is it good decision-making skills? Is it the confidence and a sense of purpose for themselves? Is it that they can find a career where it's not about a paycheck, but it's about purpose? And it's really satisfying, not just about a salary. Like, let's get real, okay? We know what success is and ain't. And it ain't about just grades. There is more. And I know you want more. And you got here as a result of figuring out, grades can only get me so far, and a GPA can only get me so far. And that great essay that wasn't actually so great could only get me so far. It could only kind of get me to the door, but not through the door. Like, we need to chat. I want to talk to you. I want to hear from you. And I want you to hear yourself, because I know that you have the answer. But sometimes it goes deeper than where we've stopped. We've learned to stop at grades. We've learned to stop at achievement that has been driven by a system saying, good job, you got straight A's. What does that mean when I get to college if I don't know how to study? Got a high GPA. What does that mean if I sleep in and I scheduled all morning classes? What does that mean if I don't want to go to college and know I won't be successful there? What does it mean if I want to travel the world and learn new languages? Like, we have got to open up, take the lid that we place on our kids off of them so that they can truly thrive and flourish in success. I use the word thrive on purpose because if you haven't checked, if you don't know, October 28th is going down. We're teaching you how to thrive in parenting so you're not just on survival mode like I got to catch up. I got to keep up. Like, who wants to just be surviving for 18 plus years? Nobody. Nobody wants to survive that long. Shoot, 18 minutes of survival is challenging enough. I'm trying to thrive. Are you trying to thrive? Are you trying to thrive? More on that. Stay tuned. I'll be back this week to talk to you more about that. So you want to get a clear goal. I met with a parent last week and she was like, oh my gosh, after like chatting with you, I'm clear that I am doing the things that are right. And there are so many things that I'm doing that I need to stop doing. Like, I don't need to do. I can take the pressure off. And my son does know what I think he knows. Like, we're good. We're all good. And all good doesn't mean stagnant. It doesn't mean cruise control. It doesn't mean stuck. It means that I can continue with my definition of success and my child will have everything that I want them to have and more. Everything that I have and more. Everything that the world says that they need and more. More. Success, success, success. I want you to look at this real quick before I go. You know, teacher and me, I brought a visual aid. What is this? Anybody? Can y'all guess? 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 Hey, let me hold it still. A special prize to the winner. What is this? Anybody? What is this? You might be like, Cass, I have no idea what this is, right? I have no idea what this is. This actually represents some of your versions of success. It's like hard to identify. I'm not really sure, not really clear. Like, maybe the person who created it knows what it is, but I sure don't know. But I mean, if I'm supposed to know, I'll make something up. I'll call it whatever you call it, whatever you say it is. This is what this is what is happening with school systems and school success. But what if I did this? Now, those of you who are on going to have to respond. What is this? What is this? Anybody? Matter of fact, as you're thinking about it, I'm just going to outline this in black. I got a black permanent marker right here. So I'm just going to, same thing that I just drew. I'm now going to just outline it in black. What's that? Might be backwards. It might be flipped for some of y'all. But Andrea said lowercase r. You won, sis. See, when we have the right perspective of success, we realize exactly what it looks like. And if you are seeing success from a tilted, skewed, or outside perspective or view, you're never going to have a clear vision. But as soon as you properly identify what you're really looking for, what you're really looking at, what you really envision, you will see clearly. This is a lowercase r. I don't know if you can see, like, I don't know if the camera is, sometimes it mirrors, but at least you can see it over here. Perspective is everything. Perspective is everything. You are the right parent. You've just been working with the wrong goal. You're the right parent working toward the wrong goal. Right parent, wrong goal. Right parenting, wrong goal. Right parent, wrong goal. Let's get clear on the goal. Let's get a clear vision, clear definition of success for your child and your family. That's it. That's all. I feel like I dropped my mic. Y'all, let's get in on these discovery calls because the results are in. If you're not watching my stories, you need to be hawking. Is that the right word? I wanted to say like watching me like a hawk, and I said hawking. So I don't even know if that's the right word. But anyway, hawk on over to my stories, especially on Thursday, because receipts keep coming in. Parents are getting crystal clear on their definition of success. And then guess what's happening? Then their children are becoming successful. It's like, oh, it's not about a grade, it's about responsibility. My child's responsible. It's not about a grade, it's about independence. My child's more independent. It's not about a grade, it's now about taking accountability. Oh, they're taking accountability. And their grades coming up. Shout out to my girl. You know who you are. You know who you are. Grades coming up because you're taking responsibility, because you have accountability, because you have a mama who is a parent plus. You got a pops who is a parent plus, and they are totally tapped in. I mean, they done hopped on a discovery call. They've been in the workshops. They got the books. They got the recorded versions, and they're coming to the summit. Like, it is a new day. So if you are like, huh? I don't see it. Like, I don't see no success. My child is just, I'm struggling. I'm a bad parent. They're horrible. I can't get it. Blah, blah, blah. Change your perspective. That's it. Just change your perspective. And when we get in on a discovery call and you're able to speak to me and I speak back to you the language of school and translate it for you so you can hear what it is and what it ain't, you will walk out with a clear definition of success. And then your children will reach success. This was good. I enjoyed y'all. Oh, Renee, you said lowercase. I'm sorry, I said it was Andrea, but Andrea, I know you saw it too. Hey, Renee. Hey, Renee. Hey, Renee. Change your perspective. Share this. Do me a favor. Share this live. Tag a friend who needs to hear it and tell them that they need to get in on a discovery call. I love, love, love talking to parents and helping them see that success is not up to the school to decide. It's up to you, the parent, to determine. All right. I will see y'all very, very soon. This was wonderful. And lunchtime is great. Lunchtime is popping. All right. Bye.